You know, my abuela always said, a quiet tongue is a lucky one. I spent my whole life in East LA translating for her, so by 18, my Spanish was flawless. But I kept it under wraps. At school, I was just Leo, the guy who sat in the back of AP Chem and stayed out of the way. Then came Julian. He moved here from Madrid, acting like he owned the zip code. Designer watches, expensive cologne, the works. He treated everyone like they were background characters in his movie. Since I looked like a typical American skater kid, he assumed I didn't understand a word of his rapid-fire Spanish. One afternoon, he walks into the cafe where I work, flanked by his crew. As I'm steaming milk for his overpriced latte, he looks me dead in the eye and starts trashing me to his friends in Spanish. Look at this pathetic peasant, he sneers, laughing about how my sneakers were probably from a thrift store. He goes on, bragging about how he's been borrowing his dad's company credit card to fund his lifestyle, and how his perfect grades are actually just him paying a kid in homeroom to do his finals. I didn't say a word. I just smiled and handed him his drink. But I started recording. Every time he came in, every time he talked down to the stupid Americans, I caught it all. The breaking point? Graduation night. Julian was the guest speaker, standing there in his silk gown, talking about integrity and hard work. I waited until he reached the podium. I didn't throw a punch. I just tapped my phone and synced it to the house speakers. Suddenly, Julian's own voice echoed through the stadium. Not the inspiring speech he wrote, but the recording of him laughing about stealing from his father and calling his classmates brainless sheep. The silence was deafening. Julian froze, his face went from tan to ghostly white. I walked right past the stage, looked up at him and said, in the cleanest, sharpest Spanish he'd ever heard, "Next time, Julian, check who's listening." He didn't show up for the diploma ceremony. Word is, his dad cut him off that same night. Me? I'm headed to college on a full ride for linguistics. Turns out, listening is a superpower. Music fades out with a lingering, mysterious note. YouTube video views will be stored in your YouTube history, and your